No, I'm doing that. I'm not.
Good morning all. I still had fills. Still had this up.
No, I'm doing that. I'm not.
Alright. Better get into the game. 4 minutes to go. The right one? Yeah. I'm gonna get to the Discord. Is my chat working? Let me check. 1, 2, yep, it's working. So this is my trainer mic. Maybe I turn it down a bit. Okay, Discord. No, I might as well I'll do Discord first, then worry about the bike. Discord.
Flags to get him out, bonus.
Yeah, I'll try and wrap up the community.
Yeah.
Good morning, fellas.
Hi, mate.
Morning. How
How's
you doing,
the-
mate?
Good, how's the sound? Can you hear my music or not?
No, I can't hear music.
Good, I got the right settings then.
Cool. Oh, Ben, we got someone pretty sus just joined.
What, me? I'm not sus.
So that could make it very interesting.
What's the sus person's name start with?
Someone, Ichan or something.
Are they in the race for the tour or are they just jumping in randomly?
Just jumping in. Post on Facebook.
I'm grabbing the Tron for a very rare time for me.
What's that?
I'm using the Tron, that's very rare for me.
Go ahead. You're gonna go between the mountains breakaway.
Well, I figure I only get dropped anyway, but I don't want to be cutting around that disc wheel up into the bridge. That's on.
It's a bit awkward typing.
1, 2, 1, 2. I think I should turn my
I saw
microphone down.
him just joined. Ichan. Hey, Ichan.
Check that. How's your mic today, Harry?
You tell me.
Pretty good.
It's so hard because you've got your fan and then you have your headphones, and so it's so hard to get it right.
Can you hear his fan? I can't hear his fan.
Only when it gets serious and he's killing us. At the moment, it sounds good. It's not so much the fan that you hear; it's just the wind going over the mic.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're DJing. My setup's so ridiculous now. I've got 2 microphones. I could set up stereo if I want, but then I can't do the extra effects over top of the voice to keep the hundreds of viewers entertained.
I've got some music tips coming in from a mate. I'm scared to use anything though because of the copyright.
Don't worry, because unless you're actually getting money, doesn't matter. It won't give you strikes or just take you down. But most of the time, it just won't play in Russia and Ukraine or something like that.
Okay. At the moment, I'm just using copyright-free stuff.
Yeah, I use that Stream Beats. Speaking of which,
Yeah. Mine's called alpe.
I've got to give myself more slack.
Haven't done any looking through the playlist. Just clicked on one of the mood ones. Hope for the best.
There we go. Got my trainer. Probably could turn it up. Alright. Seems like things are kind of settled. Let's try and set up.
Nah. Oh, actually, hold on.
Yeah.
I'll check. Could be.
I forgot this was the very beginning.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was the guy at the front.
Lost the draft. Should be pretty easy up here. Early on.
He just accidentally stepped on the pedals with one leg and went off the front.
Yeah.
Got the world's brightest backlight. With this glitch in the game, I've got such a bright bike light. To move forward. What is the time? At 1:56. Relaxed.
I didn't notice there was a little climb right at the start. Whoops.
Yeah, I was like, oh crap, I thought we go through the tunnel. Pretty relaxed though. Good for me. I was struggling a little bit, but you guys would have been so easy.
Is that the dodgy guy off the front again, Harry? Or that is?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Have you called for blood in the chat?
I just said you dodgy. I'm winding.
Oh, I'm going off the front. Ease it up. Ease it up. I don't want to be on the back, I mean on the front on this little descent. There we go, nice little draft up this hill. Almost time to pedal. Get some fluids into me. You know what? I was trying to get Whitney set up, but she's in. Put it straight to oh yeah. I was gonna say they put in Mercury, but for some reason she was watching the A-bot runner in Mercury.
How many flags does it take to get someone out?
Maybe 5
5.
or something.
Sorry about the microphone noise. Hopefully I don't get dropped while I'm doing this. There's my name. I'm off the front. Ain't my fault. I'm trying to do something. No beds. There we go. Not that it's going to make a difference. I can do 3 front cam views. I ain't going to be worrying about dropping people here.
I wonder if he'll get impatient and do a Floyd Landis.
Get the sugar going. These moments are good when you guys are all typing and bitching. Pace is easy. Come on, move up. Why can't I move up? There we go. Stevens, the chairman. Where is he? I think if I get to him. thing is I can watch myself on a review camera and make sure I get dropped. Two rear view cameras. Redundancy. Ichan's got the standard kit, the standard bike. It's weird because it's got a team tag. Going up the front. Stop working, Ben. Stop working. That's my when I talk too loud. Oh no, it's alright. Problem is I've got no viewers to tell me if I'm doing an op-ed stream.
Thought I'd drop a not so obvious hint in there. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Half the field's going to get flagged now.
Yeah. Line them up and we all get flagged.
I'm going to flag you all. I'm going to win the race.
Flag race.
I really should be racing as a B, but I don't actually want to race. So if I stay as A, I get dropped. Don't fucking matter, does it?
Are you allowed to ride B?
Yeah, I'm a B cat rider.
This is Zwift racing tours on there.
I've been holding on to form just because of the training in the last 2 years. But I'm doing like 3 hours a week.
You're a solid A last time we raced together.
Well,
You outlasted me.
I won't go up the up. Well, I won't go up the epic full war it was. I might go up to A. I don't think I will though, because it's raised it up. I used to be just on the cusp of what the A is now. When I was fitter. I still get beat by the B riders here.
Is that Ichan out, Harry?
I don't know.
I think I just saw Caleb just said got him.
Nah, I still saw his name.
What are we talking about the race yesterday?
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna stop blowing in the microphone. momentum here. There's it, Chan.
You can definitely kill here.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just a bad power meter ride you had one day and you can't reproduce it.
This is where you get him, Harry. Go to the line, son.
Big play.
Solo breakaway. I've only got 43 Ks. Just remember not to catch the helicopter home after this. That stage last night was so good.
I am.
Do you want to spoil the result or not?
3-0.
Yeah.
I saw the finish on TV.
Pino is so entertaining. He's getting so shitty with that Ecuadorian rider.
You're sitting on, was he?
Yeah, he just sat on his wheel. But he was strong enough every time Pino attacked, he just got back to his wheel. Then the rider that won just sat quietly in their wheels, keeping out of trouble. I think Pino lost because he just wanted to make sure he beat that Ecuadorian rider because he's so pissed off at him.
There's a guy about 10 seconds up the road here.
I'm not too concerned.
We should get him back on the descent.
Yeah.
Let them burn their legs before the real climbs.
It's only going to be a problem if old mate reacts.
Chan will drag us back, he's at the front.
He's doing 6 watts.
I'm going to fill that gap if someone else doesn't, Chan. No, it's all good now. She's blowing.
Oh, there we go.
Kind of good if he just tries to solo away on the descent.
FF86 is going, mate.
Go it, Jan.
Yeah, it'd be good if he just dangles. But we'll catch him just without even trying here. And 400. The tiny race I did the other week with the Amble, I got 1,000 watts draft.
Oh, did you notice FF's in there, Harry?
Yeah, he was going with him for me.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that. Holy crap, we're in for a race.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've got my Apple TV set up so I can watch both of you knobheads. Whilst I do zone 1 at the bottom of this climb. I was going to do the TTT the other day with Burrito, but we only had 3 riders. So one of the riders did it by themselves. They still got a pretty good time, but of course I got DNF'd. Or DQ'd. Oh, auto brake. One of my teammates has got an infected testicle. It's huge, he's saying. He went to the doctor's like, yeah, doctor said, yeah, you can ride, it'll be all right. And then he went back to the doctor a week later with Terrence the testicle. The doctor's like, I didn't say you could ride 17 hours a week, you idiot. Get off the bike for 3 weeks. He does videos of climbs in England.
Oh, nice. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, he doesn't give a crap about how many views he gets. He just cares about one person who I won't mention to make sure, hoping that they watch his videos.
Oh, really?
Creating content's so hard, like so much involved. Another guy that we follow, it takes 12 hours or so for him to edit down his videos when he does the long rides.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why does it take so long?
He's just a perfectionist. He could just chuck it up unedited, but he just likes to do all the cool stuff. The problem is though, because you got to do like sound editing, video editing, color grading, and so a lot of people can do one thing well, but sound editing and color grading's the thing that most people just can't do, and that's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Color grading can take a long time if you don't know what you're doing.
Color grading.
Yeah, so that if you get a good color grader, it can make such a difference to your footage.
Wow.
The GoPro I think is quite hard because it doesn't have forgot what it is because I don't do color grading, but like the proper videography cameras and things, you have presets, so all you do is just click that preset and then it automatically color grades and then you can adjust it from there. But I think with the GoPros you can't just choose a setting. You have to just sort of, I think you have to change it around a bit. But most people just can't be fucked. They just chuck it straight on and edit it down. If you ever want to watch a funny YouTuber who doesn't matter what he talks about, Camera Conspiracies, it's hilarious.
I've been copping a bit of flack back here for not doing the local club race today. Yeah.
Tell them you're in the hunt for a GC. You'll get a massive nothing prize at the end. Just be caught a cheating buck by someone. Speaking
No
of
one
which,
seems to understand that you're doing like 18 stages. You're going to miss like the main stage just to do one club race.
you're just not committed. You could have done the 4 o'clock ride in the morning.
I didn't even turn up club races after time anyway.
Should have told him you had an infected testicle. Terrence has come back.
Well, my dad's sponsoring the race, so that's why I'm copying it from him.
Yeah, I can imagine that then. What's the distance today?
In the club race?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I didn't look. I could technically get here in time, but jump straight in the car after this. But I think each hand's going to ruin my chance of having any legs left for another race.
NFF 86.
And Jay Harris.
I reckon you still do pretty well. Do you guys know or follow Freddie Ovett?
Yeah.
What happened to him? I saw that the race you were doing the other day is talking about broken bones.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. His teammate Zwift about a month ago.
Got to turn Josh up.
Yeah, I ran across him the first time the other day. He was accusing the listen of cheating, and then he smashed him in the mountain stage last night.
Yeah, Zwift's quite a small community at the top level. Everyone sort of knows each other. So when someone new comes along, accusations are thrown straight away.
Is this new on the scene?
Nah.
Freddie's one of the OGs of Zwift.
Oh, okay.
I think his only substance was Listen had a bad race of Worlds.
Oh, okay.
So it must be dodgy because he goes so well all the other times.
Alright.
But he's got 1,000 good recordings.
Yeah.
He used to stream, but he wouldn't actually have a microphone. So I was boring as fuck. Except for when he looked like he got the shits with someone that spat out the window. But the funny thing was he had a poster of one of his sponsors. I think it looks like he was spitting on his sponsor's poster. But during the elite races, Freddie Ovett used to dominate. He used to, when they did the races, he'd mop up 50% of them.
Oh, yeah?
But I think I'm not sure if he's lost a bit of fitness or lost a bit of motivation, because he used to be, like, well, I think because he was riding for Legion, and then Legion, you know how pretty rubbish they are. They're a lot of egos, not much coordination. So he used to turn up for races on Zwift, and none of his teammates would turn up in the events.
Approaching the epic con.
Yep.
It's definitely going to be epic. Let's see if I can get Josh set up. Oh, my rear view camera's gone. Hey Mick. Whitney stopped watching me. It's just her hair. Let me. What are you doing, Whitney?
No, I'm doing that. I'm
Not
not.
doing that.
Yeah, good luck at the office. Try and stay with that and itching if you
We'll do our best to hold on. The chance training.
I've got to change my chat size. I've got to fix up my screen. Let me see. Main camera.
You better perform after we talked him up like this.
There
He
we go.
does have both the cons so far.
Yeah, Mick, I don't know what's going on. And since the Zwift update, I've got weird textures on the tarmac. It's hilarious. Oh, I fixed the screen on that one, but not the other one. Let me transition. Gotta do this before I hit the climb. Number 2, left, otherwise.
So we've got another Ben in the team, Ben.
Yeah, he had a connection failure in January, so he's not here.
Ah, okay. Damn.
There we go. I don't know, Mick, it's weird. Kind of looks cool though. Just makes it touch the hour, isn't it? I've got rear cam, but I don't think the rear cam is going to be much use here. Can look at behind the climb though. Alright, I'll see what I can do here, but I think at the very best I'll be able to get up this first bit and then on the bridge,
Yeah,
if you need a wheel, I'll try and get everything I've got.
Yeah.
But
thanks, mate.
that's probably unlikely. I think you guys will disappear. Actually, I'm pretty sure you guys will disappear. Hoping everyone eases off until we get to the Alp. But that's very wishful thinking.
Well, for the front guys, there's not a lot of reason to work between the climbs.
The other thing is though, a lot of them aren't really racing GC, so they don't really give a crap about time gaps. If they blow up, they don't care.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Guys like itching just had no idea.
It's guys like Niles who just see, oh, outrace, I'm a climber, I'm doing that. Usually those guys and me never coincide in the same race.
I think old mate might actually be out. Oh, no, he's not.
He's there.
C'est la vie.
It's pretty drafty on this climb.
Stay Levy to the jersey.
Yeah. It's not this climb I'm worried about.
Yeah, so hopefully he gets kicked by the time we get to the next climb. Especially if he does like 7 watts per kilo for 20 minutes or something. What time is it there, Mick? Or are you going to bed? If you haven't, go to bed. I'll call your mum otherwise. This stream's for all my American fans. I've got no one watching. Oh, what am I doing at the front? What's going on? Why am I at the front? At least my rear camera is coming in handy.
I'm just sitting out in the wind, as you do.
Getting promotional time. My contract's up for renewal. I'll just post up what a team player I am. Well, that wasn't what I expected.
You never get my guy to sit in the middle of the bunch.
Yeah, you're off to the left, you knobhead.
I feel like I'd love to have steering.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Because the problem is you still couldn't push right at the moment. Try easing up just a touch.
Okay.
And now go again. Not hard, just keep your speed. You should move right now.
If we go on with a few seconds, Ben.
Alright, I'll go.
Yeah, no matter what I do, I just sit off to the left.
I think I have to ease up a bit more. Doesn't matter, they'll stretch out now. Annoyingly, the leaderboard only shows you at the top, not the person in front of you.
Yeah, no.
It's funny, it looks like I'm riding on concrete on one screen, bitumen on the other. where it gets hard. Tiny mountain pace. Get out of the wind, Josh. Yeah, spotlight. All those riders wearing pink. Gotta get to here. One more turn.
Was he chance 5 minute power nuts too, Harry?
I didn't say his whole profile was look back.
Yeah.
I got no idea what a Totino is.
Either.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Must be a food.
It's the rolls.
It's the rolls.
This is what Eddie Dunbar must feel like. Microphones in the sweat zone. Try that. in here.
It's annoying how that leaderboard always looks behind you, not forwards.
Yeah. Well, I preempted that, and I got a source overlay with a better one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you select it and roll them out, it'll stay.
I'm just riding the whole stage on the left side of the bunch. Is this a bug, Ben? Like, what the hell? I cannot. So I ride next to any mine, I'll be off the left side of the bunch.
You're moving it now.
Need a right-hand arrow key.
I made it to almost the top. Cheers guys, for the support. Alright, one last little bit to go for me.
Little brute here.
655 watts. Don't hit the gas. Okay, now go.
Hope you go solo off the front.
Full of it, please.
Get ready, boys. Good luck.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, bury me here.
I didn't realise I was doing this.
No, I'm doing that. I'm not.
Good luck, fellas. Let's change the little ring.
Don't go too hard, Wilson, unless you have to.
Alright.
I just got momentum and kept it up. Starting.
I was like, yes, I'm on, because I did everything I could to get on. And then we went left.
FX on.
We got my arcs up and turned off my trainer on it. There we go. Let's listen to that sound quality. I need a producer. Who pays me to work. Anyone interested? Low rates, $300 a stream to me, just to get your name out there. Look at all the followers I've got. It's cheap. I think my microphone's hitting my wheel. Better turn my microphone off afterwards. Slick. Good work, Josh. There's so anyone who's, well, all the hundreds of people watching my stream, thanks for watching. Welcome to today's episode of Got Dropped to Fuck, featuring a total nugget whilst we watch Josh Wilson, Josh Harris smash the field. Like and tell us on the way there. On next week's episode, I fucked it up, didn't I? On next week's episode, Terence the Testicle joined.
Alright guys, I'll tell you all about my ride with my favourite YouTuber.
Oh, Itchy's actually a person. Alright, I'll watch the masters at work here. Wave to him when you go past.
He gave it a bit over the top.
He did.
Scary.
Yeah, I know.
You can super tuck here, Josh. Wilson.
Yeah.
Or you should be, you're trying to shit. Alright, now you got a little bit of pedaling. Oh, you got one bit of super tuck. The Dorito effect. Oh, Dorito, have you got your power smoothing? Set it to 1 second in the app next time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wilson will fly past you. You'll have momentum. I actually like that super tuck only works if we're on the front now.
No super tucking here.
You should be able to super tuck just here now. Stop pedaling. There you go.
No.
Yeah, I won't super tuck if you're in third wheel. I have to be at the front. Just kick up this hill. Yeah, you can't get it while you're drafting. You have to be on the front to get super tuck.
Ah, okay.
Just ease up a touch. Wilson's behind you, Josh. Hasn't got a draft.
FF's doing 11 knots a kilo.
That's all right. Just ease up, otherwise Josh will get dropped.
Yeah.
All right, he's in the draft now. Off you go, good. Problem is your train's just giving you a couple of watts there, Josh, unless you're pedaling.
Yeah.
Makes no difference, really.
FF, very dangerous.
What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Because you got 15 seconds, but you're not. They're going to chase you hard.
I don't care about the guys behind us apart from each
Yeah,
one.
me either.
We're just going to stay within a minute and FF.
Yeah.
Make him do the work now. The other guys will catch you.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Probably roll through to give him a little bit of a carrot to try and keep away from these guys so they don't catch. So he has to try.
Itchin's doing 10 knots a kilo, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're going to catch it.
Yeah, they'll catch you.
Actually, do not give the slightest F about the people behind.
Yeah. But if you can keep this gap to about 10 seconds, FF will work a little bit on this uphill.
Yeah, I think he knows he's stronger.
I reckon he's doing the same as us.
Same.
Such negative talk, you guys. Useless pricks.
Only problem is Ichan's going to come back.
Yeah.
It's funny that he got dropped, because he obviously could do silly power, but he just got dropped. I think usually with dodgy power people, for some reason they can do really strong power, but on climbs, they get dropped and then they do more watts down the hill.
They also had no idea how to ride probably because they haven't actually done the riding to get to that level.
They're going to swarm us in a second here.
What's that?
Yeah, get ready to accelerate. I started pedaling harder when that happened. I don't know why. I'm still going up the climb. I gotta turn my music back on, don't I? Oh, wrong one. Oh no, my music stopped, that's why. That is why.
you feeling, Wilson?
Oh, alright. I felt good at anything under like 500 watts.
I'm on top of the world.
I didn't appreciate it if we sprint over that little
should
lump.
use
That was
this.
annoying.
Hello, here I come. Wait for me, guys. Like $1 million. Okay, so fast. Join.
Review camera's really struggling. Look. Ah, no, what did I do that for? Thank you. There we go. No, I don't want that. No!
You reckon Anthony's dialed up his left side of power meter by an extra 5%?
Come on, camera. 5%.
It was probably already on 20, so it couldn't go any more than that.
There's a setting if you have a single-sided power meter, you can double it. It's caught a few people out. You'd have a pretty weird profile though if you had double power, because it means your sprint would be even more ridiculous, wouldn't it? Oh, super tuck. Come on, super tuck. Look at that. All right, today's podcast. Josh Wilson, Josh Harris, Tasmanians take on best knobheads in the world. Here's going to be another one knobhead. Hey, someone went past me. Why am I chasing him? Come on, James. Oh, I got someone behind me. Dad bod's behind me. You can't see it on my stream. Alright, let's ask Tasmanians what they're riding. So what's the bike setup, boys? Did I accidentally shut down the lights? I think I did. Let me just take the sound again. Boy, it's fade in and fade out. Oh, wait a second, wrong one. I've got to work on that skills. That's why I need a producer. Just $300 stream, guys. You can send it to me on PayPal. Got a Spidey joining me. Can't see it. I'm on a downhill still, yeah. more spiding. Probably get taken down by Peter now. That poor spider probably had kids at home.
This is familiar looking territory.
Time to hit the coffee break. It'd be hilarious when you fuck up and you actually do a coffee break in a race. Hey, what happened to Dad Bod? Did he go past me already? I've got the fan down now. Turn him off a little bit. I think something's a bit loud. Music? Yeah, music. That's that better. Turn myself up. Because, you know, everyone wants to listen to me jabber on about shit. Very important. Gotta fix up my microphone. Forgotten how I whip it. Let's see where it stays. Is that it? Something like that. Doesn't matter. Ain't going nowhere. Hey, is that? They got steering. Or are they just... Why they're so far out to the left? Josh go. FF 86 on the wheel. Oops. Pressing all sorts of stuff that I don't want to press. Go away. I don't know how many kilometres there are to go. I think it goes to turn 7, I guess. Look at that, Harris on the wheel. How much draft is Josh getting off this? Harry, I should say. 2 Joshes. No draft. Oh, 1 watt. I won't tell him they're only getting 1 watt. Yeah, watch that. Watch the draft kick up. It's a bit hazy where I am. See, my iPad's coming with me. Really annoying. I saw a message on the companion app that they're discontinuing support on the ancient dinosaur iPad that was handed down by my forefathers, generation after generation. So I won't be able to use my Apple TV with this companion app on this Apple iPad. Antique heirloom. Going to write a very, very, very nasty review on my rock wall outside Cape Antiques. On Yelp.wall.rock. There's a group going past me. Can't wave at them. I'll try and wave, something else bad's going to happen. How many kilometres in this race? Let me dangerously check. Hopefully nothing shuts down. Speaking of which, how's the stream? Is it looking good? I miss a ride like King Ride. I'm riding like
Riding like a peasant ride. Actually, it's not peasant. That's peasant, just.
distance. How many kilometres? Doesn't say. Just says 4 Horesmen. Where's the finish? Is that the full climb? I finished at 330 metres elevation, which doesn't really give us anything. 54 kilometres. Right, yeah. I've still got. No, that can't be right, surely. How do I do that? What's going on? Reset zone. 4 kilometres? We'll find out. We'll find out. All in good time. Okay, so I've got 6 kilometres to go. I was looking at my kilometres to go. 5 kilometres to go. Not bad. Must be around turn 7. Good rhythm, boys. Good to see you keeping off to the left there, Josh. I think you've got something wrong with your steerer tube. It's nice and flat here, you get a good draft if you need it. Or you can just attack it. Oh, I've got a company, I didn't notice that. T-Cruise. Right, I've had way too much coffee. Shaky. Right. Almost died from all the effort I'm doing. Lucky you can't see me doing my 170 watts. It's showing a nice little screen. Can't believe I got to the Alpe already. Harris up again. Can't tag.
Big chance coming back.
You got him. I think you'll be able to beat him. He hasn't got much of a kick, I think. That's why you guys dropped him at the top last time. What's Josh got? Josh got 10.4. Oh, Wilson's got 14.6. What's FF got?
Hey,
Well-
behind Harry. See that?
If the FTPs are set correctly with the watt balance, FF's fucked. But it's all bullshit numbers. He's in the minus on the watt balance.
Okay.
But saying that, I was in like minus 17 or something on the climb before.
Are you right, Harry? Can I ramp it up? Is he there? That's it.
Can't hear him.
Oh, just be careful.
Yeah, he's dropped out of Discord.
Be handy to have some communication right now.
Flick the elbow, see if he does anything. If the watt balance is correct, his has got slightly less than yours, but he's still got a little bit in the tank. It's real steep after this pitch. Maybe put a little dig in to see if you can drop FF after this little down section here.
Alright.
I'll take the blame if Josh gets dropped. There's a gap. You got Josh and you going right. There's a gap to FF.
Good.
He's clawing back though, but just one punch. Is it 2 kilometers to go for you guys? There's no draft here really, it's like 10 watts for Josh at the moment. Chan's died. Well, it's still going hard, but he's lost 40 seconds.
Yeah. Don't worry about nothing.
Build up the drama, isn't it? Pre-stream. Sounds like I can hear cowbells. I think it's you touching your microphone or something when you're standing up. I got 20 minutes. Alright, it's only 600 metres to go. Supposedly. Oh, there's a gap, there's a gap. Oh, he's closed it again. Motherfucker. Oh, I forgot to use my beep. Go, go, go!
Good stuff, Harry.
Champion!
Oh,
I didn't realise
I
it.
didn't get okay to go. I was like, oh, this is gonna friggin' hurt.
You guys are so strong. I was hurting way back there. I thought it was supposed to be 54 kilometres to go. Lucky I got you finished though. That's fine. That's fine. Zwifters.
Well done, Wilson.
Cheers, mate.
Great ride, guys.
You're a bit patient at the end there, Harry.
I wanted you to get the win.
Yeah. Would have been a hard finish if we'd gone all out, like 1k to go. Or even further.
We had no goal to beat them, like we just had to
Why am I?
with them.
Fuck.
So
FS was like he went on the defensive, which is nice.
yeah, when he started dropping from sub 5 watts, I was like, oh, this should be pretty comfy.
Yeah, my idea was to sit on the front and discourage an attack. Because I wanted a more even tempo.
Yeah, same.
Why am I watching him? I want to watch.
What he did up the radio
Not
tower
fierce.
was pretty nasty.
Let's just stop
Yeah,
riding.
I was scared of that going down on the Alp.
Yeah,
That's why I tried to keep it just like
yeah.
right on where he wouldn't be able to do that.
I knew exactly what you were doing. It was good. And then you get to a certain point, and in his mind, even if it is easy, he just settles in and thinks about trying to win.
Yeah, well I think he's a 5-minute power man, isn't he? He's not a 20-minute power man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, did you see Itchen catching us in the middle there? Like massive once.
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking,
I said it on the radio, but you went on there. Because I was
Yeah.
asking, I was trying to get a feel on how well you were going.
I don't know where I went. I just like disconnected at some stage.
I was saying, Harry, how are you feeling, Harry? Because I didn't know, like, if I could because I could have ramped it up more, like,
Yeah,
probably 3 or 4k to go.
yeah.
Because I could see
No,
FF was hanging, but I didn't know how well you were going, so I didn't want to risk it.
I was the same, and then I was just thinking, the harder we go, the more likely it is that he could drop 7 watts for 5 minutes or something. So,
Oh, man.
I told
Well
told Josh to attack you, Harry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wanted him
he
to.
Then it's like, oh, it's getting steep. You can ramp it up. If Josh gets dropped, I'll take the blame.
And then you still smashed it. I was never worried. I knew you had it.
We can beat the cheap Wills.
Oh, that's all right.
What's the score now? Is it Harry 15, Wilson 1?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It was funny the one time you did beat him, he wasn't on Discord. I reckon he disconnected so you couldn't rub it in his face.
Yeah, it was the same today, actually. He's a bit salty, this man.
You know if I go missing that you're going to win. No, with 600 to go, I was like, oh, it'd be so nice to see Wills win the Queen stage here. Like,
Cheers,
so I kind
mate.
of went to the front and just kept it honest, and then FF didn't really kick.
Yeah.
I hope you guys. I hope you guys.
On the limit.
You better split the
Reckon.
prize money. I did a little bit of work there.
Then I could have kicked over you anyway. Like, your kick was real big. Like, we could have played it differently if we were racing.
I couldn't believe at the bottom of that climb, I was like, what the hell am I doing at the front? I'm not going to ease up because I'll get dropped. Everyone was playing it so cagey.
You were in there for ages, man.
Yeah, like,
On that
because
climb.
you guys were sitting there easy. I was dying. I finally got to
No,
the
you're
top.
doing good.
I was like, yes, because I had to accelerate to get back in the group. Like, yes, I made it. Ah, shit. That's it, I'm done.
No, cheers, Harry. That was a good one. Controlled it.
It was, mate. We got the job done.
Yeah, survived the Queen stage.
Well, what's tomorrow's stage? Is it a flat one?
No.
He's pretty solid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mountain 8 bend, so it goes up the Epic Reverse and Radio Tower, and then just straight back down Epic to downtown or somewhere.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to do the tiny races later tonight.
20-minute mountains.
20-minute mountain tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the stage finish plus the Radio Tower.
Ah, okay.
So
Radio tower. Oh, like the
Yeah,
The one you
that's
just
the
beat.
bonus climb.
shit.
But it
Yeah,
goes up
wow.
reverse. Reverse has got like 4 different sections.
yeah, we raced it last Saturday.
Okay.
You know the one where you attack Caleb Lake?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you were there, Ben.
Yeah. You and I are like, holy crap. I was there. I was at the bottom of the hill watching with my binoculars.
Shit, I just got a connection failure. Glad that didn't happen on the app. Ooh.
Alright, Flaggy, you cheater. I'll move up one position.
Ooh.
Tempting to ride
in 3. What's that?
Tempting to ride to the top here.
Right to the top.
Yeah, I'm tempted.
What level are you on Zwift?
60.
Oh yeah, you won't. Doesn't matter then. I was going to say you get some XP.
True. I kind of need the levels. Although I'm not going to make it to 42 for the last TT. Still at level 37.
Well, if you get to the top here, you might get a bonus. Like gives you a shitload of XP if you get the right one.
Yeah, that's right. It's 1,000 XP, isn't it, if you get the bike
Yeah,
or the wheels or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. And then you get the XP for heading down the hill again.
Yeah, I should do that. I have done this Alp a few times in my, like probably 90% of my Zwift Ks are up the Alp.
Yeah, I think most new Zwift riders just stay on the Alp to get the Tron. I think I did maybe 30 or 40 Alps at the beginning, just doing workouts up and down, up and down.
Yeah, well that's all I've done my entire Zwift career apart from the races. Just the Alp.
No one goes to Ventop because it's boring as hell and you get nothing at the top. it'd be a lot more popular if you got twice as much XP at the top of vent top than you do at the out. Look at the speed. I'm glad I'm in the
35k to go. Up, down, around the jungle.
I just after I have to pull the badge for the route.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I definitely haven't done the route.
Yeah, you get a lot of XP with that. I wonder if they've still got the bug at the top, so when you go back past the start-finish band on the way down, if you go really slow, you do a wheelie.
Oh, God.
Oh, really?
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, finished halfway up the out. Okay. Yeah, good. Harry and I got first, second. I got the sprint, but Harry was after that. Okay.
Make sure you tell them.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell them all the work that I did.
Oh, you're going there now? Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I'll just finish up on here. Okay. Got a hard station tomorrow too.
Is your girlfriend riding, Josh? Harry?
Oh no, that's my old man. He's still trying to talk me into doing the race today.
Ask him for more prize money.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was
30 seconds.
to go.
Oh, what would work? Cheers, sir. Yeah, I'm making stand with that.
I've still got 4 points. I've still got 4 kilometres to go.
4 kilometres to the top, is it?
Well, for me, I haven't even finished the race yet.
Okay. Okay, shit.
I'm 41 out of 91 though. I'm not coming last. I like doing these sort of races though, where I haven't even been watching my pedaling. Doing 156 watts.
I did that watching Gatesy last night.
What was
You
that?
watched him, did you?
Yeah.
That would have been a tough
He
ride.
dropped.
They smacked it up the radio tower.
Ah, okay.
I saw Niles was in there.
Yeah. Niall, Freddie, listened. And then they came together on the descent like ours did, but Gatesy just lost too much time. Cool before I get back on.
Did Niles get dropped in the descent?
Nah.
Usually that's what happens. He smashes it on the climb and then everyone just flies past him on the descent.
Yeah, he waited up the climb, I think, so he was with a group.
He's on the back pedal group, but he doesn't really ride with back pedal. I don't know why. Tries to, but he is tiny. Like he's posted up pictures on his Instagram. I don't know if he's actually fully 37 kilos, but he's definitely not.
He's got a weigh-in video on his Zwift Power. I looked this morning and he's 37 kilos.
Yeah, like I was going to say, even if he's not 37 kilos, it's damn near close enough that I'd accept it. He looks tiny.
He had a 12 kilo back and something, which weighed 12 kilos. Then he was 37, then with it he was 49. So I'm saying that's legit that he's 37.
Yeah.
Was there a date on it? Did you put the date there?
Good point. Oh, it was uploaded 4 months ago. I think he had his computer there, but I didn't look at that.
Yeah, no, if you check out his Instagram, I can post a photo if you want an out chat. He definitely looks like he's, even if he's not 37 kilos, it wouldn't be much. He wouldn't be 40.
I'm dubious he can do 7 watts a kilo though.
There's something wrong there because, like, I know what people are like when they get that light. There's no power going on there.
Yeah.
Like, they're usually like one step away from hospital wear.
Yeah, he's pretty close to that though. But yeah, look at his power though. He does like 150 watts because he's so light. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind when he does 150, but when he does like 250 and it's 7 watts a kilo.
That is sus. That is very, very sus.
he's got his joules up. He has a left-sided power meter, and then he's also got that Magene, which is a little which is a bit dodgy. But the power,
That's correct.
the joules aren't too bad. I mean, in terms of Zwift, his joules look a lot better than a lot of other people's on Zwift. I think it's, as you said, he is so light that the power that he puts out is actually quite impressive. Usually he never worries me if he's in my race because he can do 7 watts per kilo. He doesn't go anywhere. Because
Yeah, but it's,
if it's on the Alpe or something, I just don't bother. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really nowhere near as scary as it looks on a normal race course, is it? No.
Nah. Yeah, he's done a couple of tiny races with me. I just never even noticed he's in the race.
yeah.
Doing 6 watts a kilo, I'm going out and back.
Yeah, like I think Zwift really, like being light really helps in Zwift. But if you,
Yeah.
with the rolling courses, there is a bit having a bit of momentum as you go up and down, up and down. Being a light rider, you lose that.
I was saying to Harry, I know a guy who's really light like that. And the second he touches the wind, he just goes like, shoots out the back. Like, it's like an attack out the back if he just touches the wind.
Yeah, because like on the flat, it's almost like it's nothing really because you're doing power against your wind resistance, not your weight.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where Zwift doesn't quite get it right. Like the TTTs, you see a lot of the best TTT teams. They've got really light riders. You think the bigger riders doing more watts. There is a little bit like my team where if we get to field, James, can't even remember don't know how to say his last name, but he's the one who rides for the Ineos, or sort of rides, rides for the Ineos.
Yeah, the big guys are handy in a team time trial.
Yeah, he can sit at like 5 watts per kilo, which is 400 watts or
And
something.
the other thing is the big guys give you such a good tow as well.
Yeah, and they don't slow down. So when they're in a group, they just keep rolling through to the front as soon as they get a bit of draft. So they keep that momentum going. But we still get beaten by the lighter riders who are putting out slightly more watts per kilo, but it's not quite realistic, but it's pretty close. Zwift does a better job than anything else. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Yeah, you just got to realise that it's a game. You can't be like real life, otherwise you just might as well just go and ride real life.
That's pretty much on the ball with my time trial speed. That's about what I've done in similar form in real life.
Yeah,
for an individual time trial.
That's the thing. Like people talk about, I can't do that speed on the flat. But how many people ride in a group of 100 riders, all in perfect unison outdoors? Not many people do. Most people go out and ride a club ride like dickheads all over the shop.
and you got to remember, you're on a top end bike with smooth roads, like 120 psi on the tyres.
Yeah.
Like, it's all like ideal conditions, no wind.
Yeah, and good aero position. Like not many people actually ride like they on their avatar on Zwift.
Yeah.
Whereas riders like you who've been doing it outdoors and really paying attention to the aero, as you say, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, the speeds are realistic. As long as you got realistic power and weight and height and everything.
Yeah, and your outdoor bike and your aero's good. Like if I went and did a TTT or TT,
true.
I'd be shit because I don't do TTs outdoors. I wouldn't be able to put the power down.
There is a big, like, actual individual variation for drag coefficients too, which obviously the game can't account for.
Yeah,
But
you know how Xbox.
some people just aren't aero.
Yeah, you know how Xbox had that Connect thing where you could see the person playing the game. I thought it'd be awesome in Zwift if you could use a camera and your body position in Zwift is your body position in real life. But then I thought, nah, imagine how many cheaters would cheat like hell. You'd have riders like with their noses on the aero bars, but in real life they're standing up.
Yeah.
My handlebars will be at the roof.
It would be pretty cool though if you could do that as a part of just a training. Like, okay, get yourself set up for a good TT position on Zwift.
Yeah. Well, when I was training for some TTs, I had my TT bike on the trainer for Zwift. I probably need to go and do some efforts on the flat on the road actually, because now I'm all this riding on Zwift, I'm used to putting out a power sitting up now.
Yeah, that's
Like,
if you look at the very top Zwifters.
My usual position is like this. I don't know if you're probably not watching.
I'll watch
but
your stream back later on.
I roll the shoulders forward a little bit,
Yeah,
and it makes my frontal area a lot more narrow. And that's kind of like my normal riding position. But then when I get on Zwift, the shoulders come out, you sit up.
yeah. If you watch
It
the
is
very top
quite
Zwifters,
different.
a lot of them are runners who actually just spend a lot, or most of the time standing up. And if you did that outdoors, you'd be out the back at about 5Ks.
It is funny though, when I'm sprinting on Zwift, I often default to my struggle sprint on the road, where I just know I'm running out of power and I start trying to get aero. So I like start my sprint out of the seat, and then as I get into the sprint, I like get down like this.
The funny thing is, I actually do that sometimes. I do that. I don't even like race at. Don't even race outdoors. And sometimes I like get down low, and I think, what am I doing? It ain't helping.
Yeah. On the road it actually helps, but yeah.
Yeah, last night there was a funny moment when one of the riders in the breakaway, Matt Keenan's like, look at him, it's just getting lower and lower as he's getting struggling more and more.
Hey, Ben, Jason Osborne, who won Zwift Worlds a few years ago,
Yeah,
rides for Vanderbilt's team or whatever.
yeah.
He was in a breakaway in a race a couple weeks ago, and he was standing up the whole bloody time. It was so funny.
Yeah, he's really good on the climb. Like, he's got a lot of comms on really good, like, contested places in Europe. But that's the thing, on a climb you don't need to be as aero if you can put massive power down. But
Yeah.
racing's not about.
Well, I mean, if you watch the pros, there's a lot of standing that goes on steep climbs.
Yeah. Well, I was watching the draft with Zwift. So at the most, Josh is getting about 10 to 12 watts of draft on this climb behind you. So once,
Most of the time, or 4 to 6, like max, unless it's flattened out.
yeah. So yeah, when you're on the climb, you can stand up.
How do you know how much draft he was getting?
I was looking through his window. You know, when you view another rider, you can see all the stats as well. So I could see. That's what I was saying with the watt balance. It's hard because the riders have got to have it set up, their FTP, and then it just defaults to 20,000, whatever it is. So you and Josh.
How was my watt balance looking?
Well, you can look back on my stream, but your watt balance was looking all right compared to the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilson, you had a little bit more, but you never know because the watt balance isn't set up right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
FF
I
is
never took
minus. For my watt balance, I'll set it to 30, but I still get minus, even though my FTP set fairly accurate. So I think I've got to set it to 35.
I choose not to have it as a data field. I don't want any negativity like that pushing into my life. Just push as hard as I can if I have to.
That's the thing about the draft meter is I did a race for the first time with the draft meter on the Epic or something. I was like, oh crap, I'm only getting 4 watts. I thought I was going to get more draft than this.
The Epic's nice. There are parts where you can get like 20 and stuff.
Yeah, there's that first section after the bridge where it's quite hard, and then you get into the castle, and from then on you can really get a nice tow.
Yeah, when I'm there saying 20, I'm just there thinking, oh sweet, that's 0.3. You're like, that's nice.
The reverse is much better in terms of you can attack because there's no draft, but then also you've got the little descents. So if you're smart, you can attack on the real steep bits, And then when
Yeah.
they come back, just sit on their wheel as it goes down again and get a good recovery while they still pump out 5 watts a kilo.
Sting the legs for the middle part of the epic reverse, and then go hard in the middle where there's not much draft or downhill.
Yeah, and then my favourite spot is to, after you go down that descent where you can super tuck, come from the back and just catapult through, make the others press on hard to try and get back onto your wheel.
That's how I dropped the field on the radio tower, because I pushed on the flat part from the down, and I had like 8 seconds on. Had like 8 seconds on
Yeah.
the Caleb boys once we started, because I was going 45k an hour when it got steep.
Yeah, that's right. You get a really good cannonball effect on that if you can start from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that works in real life too, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the
You
thing.
got a steep climb and a descent into it. That momentum can just be such a huge launch.
Yeah,
Casey reminded me last night, he said people who came at speed, they got like 50 metres, like by
Yeah.
the time we all settled really easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do on a lot of the rolling bits. You don't even press on the pedals, you can almost ease up, and then you get a little bit of a momentum through it, and then you can, even on some of the climbs, you can just ease up. In the real life, yeah, you can do it, but the problem is you've got to have the space. So that's where a lot of people go, oh, you can't do that in real life because you get rubber banded out the back. But
Yeah, well, a big problem with it in real life is your run gets blocked by other riders.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's probably the main thing.
I get so frustrated when I ride outdoors in a big group and you
Yeah,
go
hit the
down a
brakes.
hill
Yeah.
and you come into the next climb and everyone's on the brakes. You're like, oh, fuck, this is not what Zwift does. I wish real life
I
was like
can't just
Zwift.
shoot through the field going 30 k's an hour faster than them. Damn it. Some riders have tried that.
Oh, did you see the crashes the other
Mention names.
Did you see the crash the other day where that rider got squeezed and luckily he hit a wooden signpost into a house. I thought it was a steel signpost at first. He still got pretty badly hurt, but he was going down a hill and just did like a Chris Froome, just ran straight into the side of a house.
Yeah, I remember one of my mates joined us in Italy the first year, and his first mountain race, like he was really strong rider, and but he just didn't have much experience on the road, and so he got straight into racing. He got straight into racing in Italy, and he was strong enough to get up the mountains. And then we got the sense, and it was this big race, and I just remember hearing this, "Whoa!" behind me, and he overshot this corner by like 30 k's an hour into a hairpin. And the bunch just like, because he yelled, it was perfect. Like everyone looked and saw him and created this hole, and he just shot through and ended up in this woman's like front garden, and apparently she was washing the dishes in the kitchen. He was like right in the bush in front of the kitchen, like a meter away from her. She's just looking at him going, "What the?"
It sounds
Got
like
that gone though.
Should have
Yeah,
asked
it's a
for a
bit-
drink.
It's a bit like you, Harry, when you went off to Indonesia.
far out. 800 watts out of every corner trying to catch it.
Yeah.
I've got a
Some of
motor.
those descents were so long too.
Yeah, I've got a motorbike, and I used to do not a lot, but I did a bit of riding in the mountains on my motorbike, just going camping and stuff. And so
Oh, yeah.
I had a little bit of sort of cornering ability and stuff and reading the corners. And I went for a bike ride with my mates, and one of them was trying to keep up with me. You know Lake Mountain, the descent, well, I don't know, you guys are Tassie, but there's like a descent out of Lake Mountain, which they usually neutralise on some of the events they do, because well, it's a bit dangerous. Sort of do 90, 100 kilometres an hour. When we got to the bottom, he was just shaking. So much adrenaline for him.
How was that experience on the descents in Indonesia for you, Harry? I remember you being a little bit shaken up, but
And it was really scary and like tense, and made me not really want to be there.
Yeah, wow.
The road's pretty narrow.
Yeah, and just a bunch. And
The roads were good. Like they did get a little bit rough in the mountains, but there was a lot of wide, smooth roads in Indonesia.
yeah,
Put
like
us on the
an easy
biggest
ride.
roads mostly.
An easy ride was really fast. Like once I cracked out.
Yeah.
But then like with the echelons in Tour Taz, I was just hating it and just wanted to not do it.
Ah, yeah, Tour Taz is a bit.
That was so windy.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I knew
pretty
exactly.
gnarly race sometimes.
I knew exactly where I needed to be, but to do it was just like not within me.
Yeah. That's why I thought you might be okay in Indonesia, because in a big UCI race with like long stages, a lot of it's just constant power in the bunch.
Yeah, well,
Like if you just hung in there for those descents, you'd be right.
well, remember how I got stitched up because the course looped back on
Yeah.
itself, and I couldn't.
Yeah,
get
that was bull.
Yeah,
You got so unlucky there.
yeah,
I think you would have ridden into that if you hadn't had that problem.
yeah.
You would have ridden into that tour and been all right.
What happened? The course was changed or something.
Yeah, he had a mechanical, and the course looped back on itself, which I don't know if UCI races are even supposed to do that. And he got
So
pushed
the
off the road, I think.
Yeah, the bunch
you hurry, or?
Ah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I stopped, and then I asked the commentator, I was like, can I just turn around and jump in? Like, and he was like, ah, and I was like, well, I'm fucked then, like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you were chasing right, and then
And
the
then
bunch came the opposite direction.
I saw the front of the
Is that
convoy.
what happened?
Yeah, saw the front of the convoy, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, I better get out of the way, they're flying downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we also probably didn't have good enough help, because you should have been towed back on by the car in that situation.
Yeah. There wasn't enough
Yeah,
time,
mechanical.
like, it was so soon after, like, the loop around happened.
So yeah, just terrible luck.
Yeah. Well, we're a Zwift racing now.
I'd like to see it come back again.
I don't know about it.
Masters World Championship.
You'd be going stronger than you were then,
Yeah,
I reckon.
yeah.
And you were going well enough then. Like you finished like 24th in the first stage or something, didn't you?
Yeah, and I couldn't descend for shit. I lost a lot
That
of
was
time.
That was a hard stage too.
You got a
Yeah.
lot more. You got a lot more kick than when you first started Zwifting with me.
Yeah, that's the difference now. Yep. 100% tiny races, sprint finishes.
Because I remember you used to be so strong, but we'd go up the forward hilly KOM and you off the back. I was like, bloody hell, Josh.
Yeah. A lot of that was my old trainer though. That was
Yeah.
smoky. The numbers were respectable as soon as I got the kicker, but then they jumped up from there a lot.
Yeah, you definitely improved after that too. Because
Yeah.
you stopped running. So, I mean, running
Yeah.
makes you fit as hell, but I'm sure it doesn't help with the sprinting.
Not the type of Zwift finishes.
Well, I better stop streaming. The action's well and truly over.
No, this is the best bit where we all talk shit.
Wait,
I usually get more views on this stage.
we have to make the
Oh, really?
I can see ya.
Hi! Oh crap! Round two. Oh, you're coming at me. Okay, I got to stop streaming before you catch me.
Just edit it back.
Okay. All right.
A lot of the people, and I'm like I've got a couple of people who just at work during the weekdays if I'm doing the Tuesday night races, and they're just like listening to this in the background. They're like it's like a podcast.
Well, 100%. I love it. I'm a fan of the sport though, so.
My heart rate's staying quite high for the low wattage.
Yeah, mine's 137.
Yeah,
And mine's 134. Am I winning?
we're in recovery mode.
So what's the worst crash you've had, Wilson?
My worst crash was Indonesia. That same tour where Harry, like, DNF because he was mechanical. I crashed on stage 1 and, like, concussed myself.
5k in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, like, really early. It was probably 10 or 15 in, I don't know. But I went in the first move, and the last thing I remember is I was off the front, and I just remember thinking, oh no, I'm going down. Like, there's something happened and I couldn't avoid a crash. And then my next memory is, like, probably 20 minutes later, trying to chase back on, yelling at the team car to tow me.
Yeah, concussions are weird because I had a concussion and I remember riding about 5 minutes before I crashed. I kind of remember lying on the road going, I've got a broken collarbone. And then, but my first thing was I was sitting up in bed having a conversation. And I was like mid-conversation when I sort of came to, my mum's just looking at me and she's like, oh, you're back now.
Yeah, I lost probably 15 minutes of memory.
We thought you were out of the race 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I reckon you did. Well, Jacob said he saw me lying on a verge in the middle of the road, like up on top of the tall gutter.
Oh, I didn't have the attention span to see anything other than what I was doing, so I didn't see
And
it.
it was like, we won't be seeing him again.
So-
Yeah, he told me that, actually.
So
What's that?
did you finish the race?
No,
Yeah, I got back on, which is lucky because it ended up going all right towards the end of the tour. I was banged up for a
Yeah.
couple of days, but eventually recovered. I think once the kind of head shock went away, because I didn't hurt the body much apart from a heap of skin off. It's just a head hit,
Yeah. I had
which knocked me
issues.
around for a couple of days.
Yeah, I had issues for about 2 months with my concussion.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's pretty much why I sort of stopped riding outdoors for a while because I didn't want to hit my head again. I had like it was fine for about a week in terms of it was more about the collarbone rehab and stuff, but then after about a week my heart rate just got really low when I was in the shopping centre and the lights I think were messing with my concussion.
wow.
And so I felt like I was going to faint, so I went off to hospital. And my heart rate's usually pretty low, but it was like 32 beats per minute while I was standing up. So they took me out the back and were getting ready to hit me with the paddles. So I've got like this thing where I've entered hospital with like 270 beats per minute and also gone to hospital for like 30 something beats per minute.
Man, you've been in the wars, Ben.
Well, I was alright, like I did my courier riding for years and years and, like 2 years without having a major crash. Like I had a few funny crashes where I was like thinking, wow, I almost died there, but I'm alright, I'll keep going. But yeah, that concussion was the one, like bones and things heal, but with the brain I was like,
Wow.
if I hit harder or something, it could be a vegetable. So that
Yeah,
really...
the brain stuff's massive at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I was really moody for about a month. Like my attention
Wow.
span was really poor. We tried to play cards at Christmas, and I was just such a shocking player because I had no memory, and I was moody. My partner
How
was
long
like,
ago was this?
that was when I broke my collarbone, so 2019 or something.
Man, you've been in the wars lately, mate.
I had 3 years where I had 2 bad crashes.
Yeah.
So, but I think I used up all my luck. I had my pot run out. When I was doing courier riding, there was so many times where I was not paying attention or something, and the funniest one was I was riding home one day, going down a hill in the city, and it sort of veers to the right. And I know it veers to the right, but for some reason I sort of looked down at my phone, and all of a sudden I was just riding straight into the gutter, and I just jumped off my bike and went running into the playground, doing like the arm flicking and stuff. I was fine.
I remember riding in the city and thinking, God, if you did this every day, like it's only a matter of time before someone messes up. Like, because there's so many like close calls and stuff.
Oh, during, like the amount of times my spidey senses like, oh, just got to give a little bit more space here, and then all of a sudden the door flings open and misses the handlebar by about 2 centimetres because you gave yourself an extra 2 centimetres. Or someone steps out between cars.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Melbourne earlier in the year and I did like one ride. I was there for 2 weeks. And after that ride, I was just like, nah. I've just got no desire to go out and dodge that every day.
Yeah, the annoying thing is Melbourne's got really great rides to do, but you've got to ride through shit areas to get to them.
Yeah, well, I was right in the CBD, so like it's a fair ride.
Yeah.
But any direction.
Yeah, you got to ride. If you want to go into the mountains, you got to ride through all the crap on the way there. And the further you get away, the less drivers like you.
Clear that off.
Ooh.
When are you getting back to streaming, Harry?
I've been streaming just for myself.
Oh yeah? Maybe recording.
Just on the unlisted.
Going to get a good catalogue of shorts.
I might end mine there.
Yeah, I'm
got
just
into the action for the day.
Yeah, I'm just rolling down the hill now.
I got the 1000 XP at the top.
Hey.
Nice.
But did you end your stream before you got it?
A lucky day.
Ooh, another job done.
I've still got 300 metres to go. You guys can't leave me yet.
Just U-turn when we get to you, Benny.
No, I'm going to go to the... I've got to get the XP. I might see you coming down the hill.
Give us a wave as we fly past.
I'm at turn 9. Where are you?
3.
Now I aero tuck.
It's when you're in no draft.
And I was also watching, but Josh had like 15 watts. I think because of Doritos, a bit rubbish sometimes. Is it? You got to put it at 1. Do power smoothing to 1 in the app.
What bike are you using, Harry? And wheels?
I've got the Athos, but I put the slightly more aero wheels on.
Yeah, I've got the climbing wheels, so that might not have helped me doing... I did go to 0 watts and went out the back, but...
Yeah, you got to...
Maybe the wheels...
Once you get to 0 watts...
It's harder now in a very small group. Like, so we had a group of 3. It's much harder to time your riding on the descents.
I probably just messed up the time.
Yeah.
I was concentrating on trying to aero tuck and I wasn't really paying attention to actually staying on the wheel.
Yeah, I was watching a couple of times. Yeah, a couple of times you went to aero tuck and the Doritos was giving you like 12, 13 watts. And then once it went to 0, everyone had gone past you, so you couldn't aero tuck anyway.
Interesting you're super tucking right now and you look like you're in my draft.
Have to look into it. I think maybe first and second wheel you can do it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, no, that looks like it's working properly now from my view. I aero tucked as soon as I came around,
Only thing aero tuck sucks once you're in free ride. Race aero tuck's much better than free ride or group ride.
Turn 6, Ben, we're near?
Yeah, I'm still coming out of turn 9. It'll be a while. I've gone past I've got 32 metres to go. It's like the slowest countdown. 28, 24. I'm gonna get the applause out when I finish.
Did you see that I asked FF for some verification post race?
Did you?
Yeah. I said, well done, mate. Like, really good ride. I'd love to see some verification from you.
Yeah.
Fair,
well, that's
fair.
fine. Yeah. That's not like
we
respect pretty straight out condemnation.
Yeah. We respected him like a real rider in that race today.
Yeah, exactly.
And he rode like one in a way, like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, like it didn't look. If he's a strong rider, it looked pretty usual for a strong rider.
yeah.
I mean, he didn't win, so yeah.
That's
He
right.
knew-
If he won, oh, what a cheating fuck.
He knew how to race. Like, let's say that, and he's got good numbers.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Unlike
wasn't.
that Ichan guy who just rode like an absolute muppet.
Yeah.
If
At least we covered him.
yeah, if Ichan didn't get dropped on the Epic, if he stayed with you guys, he would have probably ridden away on the Alp.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he took the first 2 cons and like attacked and stuff.
Yeah. He just.
All right, get ready
Yeah.
to watch my wave.
I'll have to watch it back. Oh, here we go. What is it? Is it FNF1?
F2.
F2. Thank you. Oh, way too
Oh,
low.
yeah, you
That was horrible.
snobby riders, you guys.
So
You can give the elbow. I didn't realise
Yeah.
you could do that.
That's what I said. I
Yeah,
said, give Josh the elbow if he can't hear you. See if he comes through.
I thought you were like meant in real life. I didn't realise you could do it in the game.
Yeah, no.
That's so good.
The
You're gonna be spamming that.
yeah. The sometimes other riders can't see you doing the wave with the elbow though, so it's kind of annoying.
Okay.
is there a way around it on my keyboard? Because it used to work, but now it's just changing my volume.
Mate, have you got an Apple or have you got a Windows?
Windows.
I don't know. That's just F2
Anyway.
on my.
Yeah, it used to be for me, but my new computer does other shit.
I don't know. I have to look. Maybe just press everything so it happens. Just don't press A when you're in a race.
Yeah.
Are you going to finish this route, Harry?
No, I'm off.
Yeah, I don't know if I can be asked for riding another 20 kilometres on you.
Especially around the jungle, it's real shit.
Oh yeah, you got to go the opposite direction.
Actually, it's probably still another 5k downhill, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's only 15. Yeah, I might roll around and get the score the XP.
Yeah.
It'd be a fair bit of XP, won't it? Because it's a long course.
Yeah, definitely.
Get that TT rig.
The easiest way to get quick XP is you do the Innsbruck. There's one of the courses where if you do meetup, so you set up a meetup, and then you start at the top of the climb, and then you just do U-turn, just pedal for a few meters, and then you just get off the bike and let your rider ride downhill.
It'd be,
You get like 12 kilometers.
it'd be Lutcher or Lutcher reverse, wouldn't it? One
Yeah,
of those ones.
counterclockwise or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think you can do the other one as well. You just start the other side, but
Oh, there's a wave.
what button is it?
No, that was Wilson waving at me.
Oh. In our team, the wave is notorious because we remember when we're doing ZRL and we're doing bike swaps.
Yeah.
So one of my teammates had a macro set up on his USB button on his handlebar, so that he could have the bike swap automatic.
Oh,
But the issue is you got to press one of the buttons or something before you do it. And then the next race, he'd done all the race. Got sprint points and stuff, and was just near the finish. He was at the back, sort of just cruising. And he's just like, "Oh, just see if my wave works." He pressed it, and it exited Zwift. It was so funny because the rest of the team like, "Good job, mate. Good job." And he's like, "Oh, you guys, you won't guess what I did." And they're like, "Did you wave?"
oh, that hurts.
See Tails comment on the Facebook post.
No,
Haven't haven't seen you chase Pink for a while.
I thought he'd say something to me like, because the old joke that he had in primary school. Apparently, I was like real shit at riding a bike when I was like in prep, and my dad was like, said to Mum, he's like, he can't ride a bike, Simone, or some shit. And like Tails and this other fella used to always give me shit like about that quote. I thought to say something like that.
I was always a chicken when we rode bikes, mountain bikes with my school friends. I'll be the one who'd be like, oh, why don't you go off that jump and I'll go after you? And then the kid goes off the jump and crashes. And I just ride home without any scratches.
Yeah, that's me too.
Actually, Tails was going to buy a road bike.
Was he?
Yeah. You'd get him on Zwift. He could be our sprinter.
He'd have a bit about him, I reckon.
Yeah, he can sprint.
Yeah,
He's got some fast twitch, that boy.
he does.
Yeah, Zwift is great if you're an actual sprinter, because there's not many actual sprinters in A grade on Zwift.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Most sprinters probably just really don't like getting on a trainer. That constant pedaling, they hate it.
And the other thing is, the pure, like, I've seen a couple of guys with like pure power, they're like B graders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they can do 2,000 watts, but they can only do 3 point something.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I'm in a B grade race, I'm always super nervous near the finish because I'm like, oh, there's some guy here who's got like 1,600 watts. Sure.
It's kind of just the way it rolls, though. You got the fast twitch and not the slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like that? Because I don't do quick races in real life. Is it sort of similar to that?
Yeah, well, your sprinters, like your really fast sprinters, generally don't have the aerobic horsepower. So, yeah.
Oh.
Dodging turns, but I mean, you do get the odd one that's like some have got both. Like your Pro Tours type sprinters have got both.
Yeah, like a Caleb Ewan.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch The Vegan Cyclist?
Nah.
He's actually quite entertaining. He's doesn't really push the vegan thing at all. He did one series of videos last year or the year before with a proper velodrome sprinter. You could put out 2,200 watts. And
Wow.
And they did the watt bike test, but then they went outdoors to do like a standing start sprint. And they're riding road bikes, not track bikes. And the guy just smashed his chain within like 2 seconds.
I remember seeing that picture of Welsford's Durace chainry just like completely just bent over. Like what happened? Oh, he had a lap out in a creek for a crash, and they held him from rejoining the field, so he was stuck in like 53.11, and he just crunched on the pedals and bent the Durace chainring in half, like a taco.
I can imagine how much torque that would be.
Yeah.
I'm sure I read somewhere ages ago that if you actually do the calculations with the gearing, that a good sprinter can put out as much torque as a car in terms of the torque that goes through that gearing. Not a powerful car, like probably some shitbox Mazda, but still.
How Welsford's going at the moment?
I dropped out of the Giro. He got sick.
Oh, he was at the Giro, was he?
I think it says Welsford. Maybe it wasn't Welsford. Does he ride for De Koning? The one that Uppers
I've
Phoenix?
followed him for a while. I'm just
Or maybe
Googling him right now.
Maybe it's not Welsford. It's the other guy.
Kel O'Brien too.
No, I don't think it was Welsford. What's his name? He won a stage. He rides for the Uppers Phoenix team.
Welsford's got good results.
Groves,
Yeah,
Hayden
he didn't
Groves.
do the Giro.
That's
though.
it, Groves.
Oh, yeah, Groves, yeah.
Who does Welsford ride for now?
He's riding for DSM.
That's why I
And
get. Yeah, I'm sure I saw him racing. recently.
Results this year are very good.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a lot of. He did the Belgian Classics, but
Maybe
quite a lot of podiums.
maybe they're holding it back for the Tour de France.
Yeah, maybe. But he got second in Skelder Prize. third in another one. He won a 1.1 in Belgium. Third in another one. Fifth. Those are good results.
I did it at Zwift race 2 weeks ago with Thomas Tiquette was in it.
Yeah.
There was one where you go up into the jungle. So I held with him to the bridge and I was on his wheel. We went through the jungle. Then once we started going up on the jungle, he's just ridden away and beaten us all by about 3 minutes or something. I was like, see, Zwift is real. That's exactly what would happen to me in real life.
All right, boys, I'm going to go and hit the showers and go and relax. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good one. We survived.
Yeah,
Few concerns,
absolutely.
but yeah.
Yeah.
We were worried about nothing in the end, I think.
I love the pre-race and then the early race jitters. I'm like, oh, watch this rider, watch that rider.
Yeah. Yeah, we were a bit scared, weren't we?
In reality, everyone's scared of fucking
Honestly,
you.
I still feel like if we didn't say anything about itching, he probably would have rode away and...
You reckon he held back because of our chatter?
It depends on what his trainer can do, but like...
Oh, keep an eye out for the Yeti.
When he wanted to, he could do big watts, so I don't know. Possible.
Yeah.
What about when I said, don't ruin the tour, and he's like, it's fun, or something?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
I loved it. Alright, guys, we'll talk soon. Thanks for that.
All right,
Cheers, guys.
Harry.
See ya.
Bye, mate. I've got 14 more kilometres to roll.
You gonna do
I'm
that?
just going to keep plugging away and finish this course off.
I'm trying to look for the Yeti.
But the Yeti,
Yeah, the Zwift Yeti.
there's a Yeti, is there?
Yeah, I got a picture of him. He's huge.
Like just randomly off the side of the road.
Yeah, he's like a sort of, what do they call him? Easter egg. He just, near turn 7, he goes from turn 7 all the way up the hill.
On the Alpe Zwift.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been up Alpe Zwift like 200 times and I've never seen the Yeti.
I put the short that I made in the chat. You can have a look. It's actually huge. I don't know how we miss him. I think because it sets up for him to come past after we've already gone up the hill. So you got to do like a
Okay.
U-turn.
Although most of the time I'm watching YouTube and stuff, to be honest, so actually not even watching Zwift.
Yeah, like I did so many ascents and like what I don't think there is this Yeti. And then one day I was just stuffing around because I was trying to take photos. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, is that the Yeti? Holy crap, he's huge. And he actually comes past pretty close to the road near turn 7. But you've got to
okay.
wait for him.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out now. I do a lot of erg mode up there.
Yeah, when I was doing it, yeah, as you say, you're just doing erg and then you're doing other things, watching YouTube or...
Yeah. Erg mode's great for that because you can be paying no attention and you still have to keep pedaling.
Yeah.
Otherwise it gets harder.
Yeah, like I do a workout called Lucy in the Sky from Zert, which is basically sort of zone 2 and then well, blue and then green.
Yeah.
So you do blue 3 minutes and then green for 1 minute. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes I used to do like 3 hours of it when I was a real knobhead doing lots of hours.
That's actually a really effective way to train, I've found.
Yeah.
Just like multiple, like I do exactly the same, like zone 2 up the Alp. And when I'm really committed, it's like 2 or 3 reps. And yeah, I've found that helps the form so much.
You can really get a
Base
lot
fitness.
of training in and not kill yourself.
Yeah. And you can keep backing it up day after day.
Yeah, and what
Build
I
a
found
huge base.
is if you do like an hour and a half of it, it's almost not a recovery ride, but if you're sort of feeling a bit rubbish, you do an hour and a half or 2 hours of that. And then the next day you sort of come back a little bit, but you keep that training load going.
Yeah. And it's a great way to get that aerobic base.
strangely enough, when I do a lot of that and no other work, I do pretty good 5-minute power.
Yeah, I've actually found exactly the same. Like when I come back from riding, if I just do only zone 2, I can straight away do like pretty good threshold numbers, and you're like all numbers.
Yeah, and you're like, well, it kind of goes against the whole ride, like train to the power zone that you want to get better at. It's like, well, I haven't been doing any 5-minute power, but my 5-minute power's flying.
Yeah. I really think most of it, like your strength, the actual physical strength takes a long time to lose. But I think your aerobic fitness both drops off and comes back up quite quickly. And that zone 2 is really good at just bringing your aerobic fitness straight back. And so if you haven't lost the strength, pretty much just come back like in no time to like pretty good form.
Yeah, and I think physiology plays a huge part. So if you're naturally like a sprinter, then you don't really need to work your sprint. So if you're naturally good 1 to 5 minute power, if you build your base up, like build the bottom of the house, then the top of the house sort of comes with it.
Yeah. It's a bit of a long-term training effect in that regard too.
Yeah.
I think if you neglect it for long enough, like several years, you will eventually lose it.
Yeah, there's one guy that I follow which frustrates me because he's a really good climber. His sprint is terrible. And he'll do like one training block of sprinting and go, this is why I don't do sprint training because I'm rubbish at it. It's like, yeah, but you got to do like more than 2 or 3 sessions of sprinting.
Yeah, you're rubbish at sprinting because you don't do sprint training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's classic. There was one race where he did on Zwift and like everyone started sprinting with 600 metres to go. And he just like started sprinting, he's like, nah, I'm not doing this. And then he waited till like 150 metres to go, then he sprinted like hell with no one else around him.
Yeah, when I came back to cycling, I had like probably 9 years where I stopped riding. And then I came back to cycling probably 5 years ago. But I spent like the first year was just riding to work and back, like 500 metres. I'd like ride hard, and that was my training. And when I first came back, I was just like, the only thing I did well was sprinting. And then it was a real battle because I got back into competitive cycling. And I couldn't climb anymore. And now I've focused on for like 3 years now just doing purely endurance riding pretty much to finally try and get that back. But yeah, now the sprint's gone. I finally lost the sprint.
It's that classic, there's 3 options you can choose to.
Yeah. It hung around for ages, but I think I've finally lost it now.
That's what when I was sort of, during lockdown, had lots of time. I enjoyed just changing my training up, like doing a training block one way and then changing it to a different training block.
Yeah.
I did, like doing 2 rest days in a row rather than 1 rest day.
Oh, yeah. I do that sometimes. It's good.
It's funny, I know other riders who hate having rest days because they feel like rubbish after the rest days.
Yeah.
But if I have 2 days off, I feel fantastic after the 2 days off. If I do, like it's not like I'm overtrained. Like I'd have 2 days off for 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And what I do is I'd usually have ZRL after my days off, and I feel like I'm flying.
Well, most of this, or all of this year pretty much, I've always had 1 day off, like completely off the bike each week.
Yeah, I
like that.
Yeah, I learned that you're better off doing that because you might potentially lose a little bit, but you definitely don't. Like you don't dig a hole where eventually you don't improve, and you've got to take some time off the bike, and you enjoy cycling a lot more.
That's it, and I think that's the difference. Like, because I think you can go and do your 1.5 hour recovery ride or your 1 hour recovery ride, but at the end of the day, that's worth almost nothing. And the actual mental effort of riding for an hour or an hour and a half easy if you can't be fucked. you can't be bothered. He's like, it's just not worth it. You're better off just having a day off.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
in the long term, like, you're better off because you're just mentally better.
Yeah, like I'd much rather just not ride at all on my day off because it's almost
Yeah.
hard if you're riding by yourself. It's
Yeah,
hard
it
to
is.
actually do an easy ride.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like that hour before you even go out. It's like, should I go out? Oh, I can't be bothered. And by the time you include that, it's like 2 hours of like mental battle for just like an almost worthless ride.
Yeah,
But,
I used to look forward to my days off. It's like, oh, Monday's coming up. I get to sit on the couch. Don't have to feel bad about not riding.
I was gonna have a day off yesterday, but I went for a coffee ride with a mate.
Well, that's the other thing about Zwift, which I really like, because before Zwift, I used to do outdoor riding and like, oh crap, I've got to go for a ride. But now, if I ever do outdoor riding, it's not a training ride. It's just going for like a fun ride, like talking to a partner or going to see my mates,
Yeah.
going to the shops. And it's not like, oh, I've got to keep the pressure on the pedals here. It's just like, oh, look at that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
not actually riding at all. It's just getting somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, so Zwift has actually made my outdoor rides more fun.
Yeah.
Also lost interest in Strava. Like I used to be like, oh, Strava segments, I've got to get this segment, beat my mates. But now there are some segments where like, oh, I'm so much fitter than I used to be. I could take the com on that. But I've got no motivation because it's like, well, what's the point? Who cares?
I like doing the odd hill con. This is a nice fitness tester.
Yeah, like that depends on which one it is. Like if it's something you've got previous data on, it's like a test of where you are in fitness. That's good. But when it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
Strava segment hunting, I'm going to take that guy's Strava.
Oh yeah.
I've got Nick Vello Kicks. He used to live where I lived, and so Nick's got a lot of Strava KOMs. And so I used to see him on the leaderboards and like, oh, I've got to try and beat him. But he was fast because he had a TAT bike. But now I think I don't really want to take his Strava comp because I know he's a stronger rider than me. So it kind of feels like cheating if I get it because of a good day or something.
Oh, that's fine.
I know,
that.
but the thing is, it's just
Nothing wrong with
like
that.
before I was like, I'm gonna take it off him. Now I'm like, I can take it off him, but the reality is, I know he's stronger than me.
So don't downplay yourself.
Well, it's just more the enjoyment. It's before I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've got it off you. God, I'm good. Now it's just like,
Oh yeah.
God, I was pretty good at nicking that one. Not that I've done it, but before it was like, oh, I'm so close. I was only 3 seconds away.
A lot of it does with Strava comps come down to like wind conditions and just how much effort you actually put in.
Yeah, and especially those ones where there's multiple Strava on the same com. And so one guy's
Yeah.
going for the long com. So you nick the shorter one off them. Because they're still doing 500 watts for another 30 seconds.
They're the old typical 200-metre segment in an 8-kilometre climb.
Did you know that,
Someone goes and takes the com off Richie Hort
yeah, post
because
up on
they've
Strava.
sprinted for 800 for 200 metres out of a 20-minute effort.
On Zwift, there used to be like thousands and thousands of Strava segments because you could create your own.
Yeah.
So on the Alp, there's so many segments. So you could take the com just by riding really easy and then sprinting like hell between like section 6 and 5 or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. It was funny riding with Rich. He'd often like, even if he lost like just like a part of a segment, he'd go and reclaim it. Like if he lost like the first minute of a 16-minute climb, he'd still go and like go for it.
He feels slighted that someone took it off him.
Yeah. I was thinking, man, if I had like anything like his results, I would not get the slightest Like,
Yeah.
caring the slightest about a tiny little comp like that.
Third in the Tour de France. But look at this comp that I got.
Yeah.
Has he backed up his training much now that he's retired, or does he just love doing the training?
He doesn't actually like train anymore. Like I asked him the other day because I'd seen he's still been doing like hours, but I could tell that he'd done no efforts. And I asked him, I was like, mate, have you actually done like a single hard effort in the entire time since you retired? He was like, no. And I'm not going to. He just goes out and rides for enjoyment, just cruises.
Yeah.
Because I know he could still go and smash out like insane power. Because he's still lean and like fit looking, but he just has no desire to press on the pedals anymore.
I'm actually, like, he must enjoy riding a lot, because imagine riding for as long as he has, having to ride because you get paid. I could easily see
Yeah.
myself just like, I'm not touching a bike ever again unless someone pays me.
Yeah, well, I think there's definitely like a lot of people are like that when they're ridden for as long as Rich and raced as hard as he has for so long. But I think it's purely just he wants to stay fit and healthy,
Yeah.
and he doesn't mind rolling along. Like it's just easy for him.
Yeah, because one of the other issues too is when you get super fit and you're like, I can never get as fast as that ever again, so what's the point?
Yeah, that's the big thing I think. Like he's been at such an incredible level, so like what desire would he have to go and be like okay, like just do like performances that are not quite his best?
I guess the only thing you'd have in the back of your mind is he'll be invited to do events as like a, the promotional rider. So like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got to stay a little bit fit so I'm not embarrassed to not
Yeah.
turn up to a race at 75 kilos or something.
Yeah. I did send him a message after he'd retired and I saw he hadn't ridden at all. Like he was in the UK in winter. I sent him a message and just said, mate, it's going to be like, you'll be surprised how much fitness you lose if you just take a year off the bike now. Because I remember when I did it and I got fat and all of a sudden I was like puffing walking up a set of stairs. And I put on 20 kilos in 1 year, or 2 years. Yeah. And I sent him a message and just said, probably wouldn't hurt to just go for a few rides, mate. And then he just like jumped on Zwift and just started doing like an hour every day, just cruising, but yeah.
You guilt drifted into doing something.
I don't know, maybe it was just the timing. His bike rocked up at that time or something, but he did start exercising, which is good to see. And when he got back, he's like lean looking, like he's great.
Yeah,
It's just good to see that he hasn't let the health drop off and he'll be fit and healthy. Because it's a waste if you like got like just like the fittest, healthiest man in the world, one of them, and like to just let that deteriorate so quickly would be a bit of a shame, wouldn't it?
I was watching Chris Horner a few months ago, and he's talking about what it's like to be a pro rider at his level when he was good and going to the doctor.
Yeah.
And he said he wasn't feeling that good, like this was recently. He's like, oh, I didn't feel that good, like something was wrong. He'd go for a ride, he'd smash everyone, but he wasn't feeling good. So he went to his doctor, the doctor sent him off a test. Now doing some sort of breathing test, and they keep restricting the breathing. And the thing is, he said, they got to a point and the nurses just walked out the room and got a doctor. And they sent him home saying, oh, something's wrong with the machine. So he got a call from his doctor and said, oh, but they've got to do the test again because apparently the machine wasn't working. They kept on raising the resistance and you weren't breathing any harder. And Chris was like, man, I'm like a professional, like world tour ex-rider. I'm not going to be some average Joe. Like, I could feel it. But that's what I was good at. I was good at breathing when I was really, really hard. So they sent him off to the test again. And the doctor came in this time and said, yeah, it's working. It's just this guy's just super good at doing this test. And Chris was like, I went back to the doctor. And the doctor said, we've had Olympians do this test. And you're better than them. And he's just like, man, we look at Olympians like they're children. We're pro riders at the World Tour level doing Tour de France. We're so much more trained than the average Olympian. So don't compare me to an Olympian. And it is true, like the level that Richie Port got to is so damn high. Like Olympics, Olympians are trained incredible. Well, but it's like another level.
Yeah.
And also
like Olympians that aren't actually like Olympian bike riders.
Yeah, like, not like I don't want to downplay Olympians. Like being an Olympian is amazing, but like the average Olympian who trains for the 22-year-old who's been training for a couple of years for one event, but they don't train for 4 years. They might train for 2 years to get to the Olympics. But then you've got someone like Chris Horner who, day in, day out training for the Tour de France. His body's just got really good at dealing with a lack of oxygen.
Yeah. And that'll hang around if they just keep doing regular exercise.
Yeah, like he still does lots of riding for his age. So, yeah, but the funny thing was just how he's like, man, don't compare me to an Olympian. Like, obviously a top Olympian is different, but like an average Olympian, we were so much more trained than them. I was a Tour de France rider.
But you do see these pros who just like completely hang it up and do absolutely nothing, and they can get really, really unfit really fast.
Yeah, if you go from doing the training they do, and also because not all of them are actually naturally skinny, they just happen to be skinny because they train like fucking eat properly. But then,
I think they also have an ability to detrain really quickly. A lot of them, because I think there's like because their recovery level is so fast. If they go back to doing like nothing, they detrain almost even faster than a normal person.
Oh yeah, because like just doing everyday activities for them is just no effort for their body.
It's like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like an unfit person walking from the car to the house up a few stairs is training.
Have 2 weeks off and lose like 200 watts off the threshold for a few weeks.
And also just eating, because like a lot of tour riders do have eating issues, but they sort of manage it enough. Most of them who are top level, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be top level. But then when you stop riding, just don't have to worry about watching what you eat.
Yeah, it can blow out really fast.
Yeah, and especially imagine if you're a Belgian rider or a French rider, every time you go out, you'd have people throwing food at you for free. I had my partner, she's Chinese from Guangzhou, so her parents were here recently. They were coming back soon, but they were watching the Tour de France, they were watching the classics, and they're very parochial about Chinese. Like, where's the Chinese rider? I'm like, there is no Chinese riders in this. Maybe there's one, but there's not really a top rider. And they're like, oh, surely we've got a Chinese rider. But I had to explain to them.
They got Marshall Wu.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but the thing is, even if he's really good, in terms of the bulk of riders, they're all European. I was explaining to them that to be in these teams, you have to go to Europe, and you have to do the hard yards. You can't just be an awesome rider in another country, unless they go searching for you. So the issue with China is that there's not that many events that the top teams pay attention to. Yeah. So you can have amazing riders, but if you're a Belgian and you've got talent, you'll get picked up. But if you're not from Belgium, you're from any other part of the world besides Europe, you really have to be extraordinary or lucky to get picked up.
Probably another thing, because I was talking to, like, my girlfriend's Chinese too, but she was telling me how hard it would be for me to actually train in China, outdoors.
Yeah, like I think there's
the population.
Yeah, like there's 2 billion or something, and the actual bike market's quite big because there's 2 billion. So even if like 0.01% of people ride a bike, that's a big bike market. But there isn't the events like there are, like even in Australia where you've got your crit races and things. I don't know if there's that sort of thing going on in China.
I wonder though, like in Melbourne, there's bike paths, but it's pretty impossible, I found, or at least from what I found, to go out and just ride like 35k an hour constantly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're just like always steering around stuff and dodging things and stopping, and like unless you take risks.
Yeah, like you really have to go on the road if you want to get training in. And in China, the classic thing of everyone's riding bikes in China, but then once the economy started booming, no one wanted to ride a bike because that was looked down upon, I think. So like my partner, her parents were like, why would you want to ride a bike? You could drive a car. And so in China, there is no, if you're riding a bike on the road, everyone's like, what are you doing on a bike, you idiot? Get a car.
Probably be dangerous on the road there.
Yeah, I think I haven't actually got there, but and it's hard to tell because everyone's always saying riding's dangerous. But I suspect riding in the cities, you'd have to really be careful where you ride.
I have looked at the the Sichuan district. I reckon it'd be cool to ride there. Massive mountains.
Yeah,
like high altitudes.
That's the thing. Like I look at some of the landscapes and stuff in China, and like I really should do some riding when I go to China. I don't care what my partner says. I've got to find. Like, there's got to be some sort of tour riding or something, because the landscape's amazing.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, like on Google Earth, but don't know what it'd be like in real life. But yeah.
Yeah, surely there's got to be some back roads that people don't use anymore.
You think so?
I think it's just the issue of being in the city. So once you get out of the cities, surely there's got to be some good riding.
Yeah. We'll do an altitude training camp in Sichuan district.
What's the altitude get to?
Ride to Tibet. Sichuan to Tibet.
I've got friends who used to ride in Melbourne. They went back to Colombia and they live in Bogota or something. And it's just crazy. I see them start at 2,500 metres, climb up to three something. It's like starting at 2,500 metres. Jesus Christ.
I think that's what it's like there too, Sichuan. You can climb up to like, I think like most of the riding up around Tibet's like 4,000 metres.
Oh yeah, Tibet.
And Sichuan starts at like 1,000, and then it borders on, I think you can ride to Tibet from there.
What's the highest you've ridden at?
Oh, good question. Not that high, I don't think. Like Tourmalet probably.
What's that, 2,000 something?
Or, yeah, 2,700 I think.
Yeah.
Maybe in the Alps might have got a bit higher. I think there's like a double climb up there, like Madeleine, and but I haven't been to the real high mountains like USA and China and
Colorado.
Yeah.
It's funny when I ride in Canberra, I actually notice a difference. Like you can just riding along on the flat, you can just see you doing 2 or 3 kilometers an hour for the same power. When I went to Morocco, I went and did the Atlas Mountains on a mountain bike, and we didn't get stupidly high, but when we got to like 2,000 meters, you just flew. Like once you got used to the altitude, you're just sitting on like the rolling hills on the flats, and you're just not putting any pressure on the pedals. You're just zooming along, and you don't hear the wind going past your ears, but you're going quite fast.
I mean, it must make a difference because so many of the pros do it, altitude training. They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't do anything.
Yeah. I just found the actual sensation, like it was just so bizarre because I'm so used to riding at sea level and the sky's bluer, the moon's brighter, but it just feels like it just feels different. I think you get used to it, but you just don't feel the air going past you. It's not liquid anymore.
Well, they did do a lot of like track records at altitude at one point, didn't they?
Yeah, what's that Mexico track that
Yeah, that one.
what's his name did the world hour record on?
Which is crazy because you're also fighting the like less oxygen thing, but obviously,
Yeah,
like you said, the thinner air is an even greater effect.
Yeah, and if you get used to it, like I was there for 7 days, so after about 3 or 4 days, like the first day was shocking, and we'd ridden out of the valley where it was like 45 degrees, so it was so good when we climbed up because it just cooled down. But you get used to it, and yeah, the benefit of less draft. Obviously, you don't have to be climbing the hill, but when you're sitting on the flat, you just scoot along. You do like 100 watts, and it feels like you're doing 35, 40 k's an hour.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you came back down to sea level?
Well, the thing was, I was doing courier riding and then went on holiday to Barcelona and didn't ride for 2 weeks, and then went and did like this riding in Morocco. So I was like a good training block. So after that, I was just flying. I'd be riding in Barcelona and my friends would be driving the car. They'd go to the soccer. So I'd meet them at the soccer on a bike, and then they'd drive home again. And they'd get to take the highway and I'd take the back roads. I'd get back before them. They're like, how the hell would you do that? I was like, I'm flying, I'm doing it. Like I wasn't as fit as I am now, but you could just, like, you know what it's like. You don't have to be that fit to go pretty damn fast on a road bike, compared to a car doing 60 k's an hour.
Yeah.
Got that what is it, that movie with the snails, and he's like, I'm speed, and you can see him like scooting around real fast in his mind. That's what it feels like. I love riding at night time in the city. You just feel like you're so fast.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
Melbourne's
I don't get that feeling very often though, because I'm a Tasmanian, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the one thing about Melbourne. If you ever come to Melbourne, do a night ride at like 1 o'clock in the morning through the city on a weekday.
I remember in Adelaide doing that, evening rides, and yeah, that feeling.
Yeah, like you just feel so damn fast when you've got the lights and things flashing past you.
Yeah, and Perth. Spent a bit of time in Perth too. I liked those two cities a lot more than Melbourne as a rider. Perth and Adelaide.
Yeah, I lived in Adelaide for 8 months.
Yeah.
I really liked Adelaide. We used to do...
Nice, eh?
It was when I actually started getting back into riding. I bought myself a mountain bike. I rode to work and ended up lying on the side of the road after a little hill. It's like, oh my God. Because I was like... That was when I was doing helicopter, like trying to get the helicopter flying, and I got like to 100 kilos. And I got to this... I don't know if you know Adelaide that well, but I was in Hallett Cove where it's got really steep pitches. And I was trying to go up this hill, got to the top, and was just fully tasting metal from the effort, just lay in someone's front yard.
I remember that feeling. I haven't had that feeling for ages.
Yeah.
Where you taste like metal blood type taste.
Yeah, and if you're unfit, you just can't recover. You just lie there for ages because your body's just like, holy crap. Whereas once you get fit, you dig in deep, but you just recover so quickly.
Yeah.
So I got to work, and my mate at work just laughed at me because I was so white. I was like, oh, I'm going to the toilet. And I went and spit up in the toilet.
Yeah.
I was just wrecked. So then I started...
Sorry, you give yourself a hard time.
Yeah. I was like, I was so unfit. I used to be able to ride. And so then started riding in Adelaide on a mountain bike. It's great because you can go to the downhill mountain bike track. You can take a uplift on the train, I think. So you ride down the bottom, get on the train and get to the top again. Then just do that all day if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But my mate, he rides a little bit on the mountain bike, so I think we rode to the mountain bike tracks, did a few descents and then rode back. And I bonked so hard. I caught the train home. Actually, I was only like 3 k's from home. I was like, oh, the train's coming, I'm getting on that.
Well, it shows that Adelaide's quite a nice riding place. Like you obviously went there not at your best fitness and still enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, Adelaide reminds me a bit of Canberra in terms of, as long as you can, you work out where to ride because the drivers are knobheads. Adelaide drivers are complete dickheads to bikes, but the thing is you can find really good places to ride. And the hills are so close.
Yeah. Ah, 4 horsemen done. Nice.
I've just hit the top of the out.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
It's been great though. I've been doing like 150, 180 watts.
Yeah. Man, my heart rate wasn't very low though. After that effort up the out. I usually drop down like really low heart rate when I'm doing those sort of watts, but stayed up like 130.
Hopefully it's not a sign of sickness.
Most of it.
You're gonna be like
but Harry said he's stayed up a bit too.
I might be down your rider in the tour left. You guys will pull out with COVID.
COVID going through the chasing pink peloton. Getting transmitted over Wi-Fi now.
Damn Discord. I think I can do, because I'm starting work tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I've got 2-week block of 8:15 to 4:15, so I'll be able to do next week's 7:30 races.
Oh, cool. Oh, that'd be good. Like through the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Are you going to do either of the next couple of mornings?
So I'll do tomorrow morning.
Yep, sweet.
It'll be good to do a good session on the weeknights.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it'd be great to have you there. Because I think we'll stay pretty consistent with doing the nights during the week and the mornings on the weekend.
Yeah, I think unless, I'll be pretty unlikely, but I think unless you or Josh like get a dropout or something, all you gotta do is just finish the races now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably, today was our biggest risk as far as dropping places.
Yeah, and you'll find that some riders just, whatever happens, they can't get on for one race or something. Last year when I did it, it was a different format. It was a top 10 placings, so you could just do 10 races.
Yep.
So we had people coming in and out, but then also we had the unofficial one. I think actually, I'm not sure if I won the top 10 places. I might have, but I won the unofficial, but which is now official what they have now, of just being an ophead and doing every single race. There's prizes too. If you guys are in running for the whatever the prizes are.
I thought the prizes was like random spot prizes.
Oh yeah, they are random. So, but I think if you do every single ride, you've got far more chance of getting them.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty good prizes. I forgot what they are, but I was like, oh, I should be doing that. Usually, like, win anything on Zwift.
It'd be not nice to win a prize.
I just did the little wheelie. Did you
I'm
notice?
just having a browse. No, I'm off now.
No, but when you went over the start-finish line, well, not start-finish line, the banner at the top of the out, when you come back over it, you do a little wheelie. Looks like a bunny hop if you go fast.
Didn't notice.
I think because there's like a random half a metre of like 20% or something for some reason.
Those are pretty good numbers in our little ticket given. Just checking out data. I was kind of hoping for like just an absolute demolition run on the final climb, like to just get blown to pieces.
I think because you and Josh are the strongest riders, so whatever pace you set is the pace.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Like I thought maybe someone would go hard on the epic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on the halfway up.
Yeah.
It's probably too flat though. It just doesn't make much sense because it's only looking at it. It's like 4% average.
Yeah, but like usually there's some knobhead. So if everyone's quite
Yeah.
smart, they're like, nah, what's the point? Like we've got the out coming up. Just sit in and rest. But the fact that I stayed in until we got to the radio tower, but because also being the radio tower coming up too, people were worried.
Felt like he put down, FF put down some serious watts in that radio tower, but then looking at it, we did a lot more in the finale than the out. Must have just not been feeling that good on the radio tower.
Yeah, because you do that effort up into the banner of the epic, and then you go into the radio tower.
Yeah, true. Hold on, that's section there too.
Because I was getting dropped on coming to that banner. I had to really basically kill myself to get on, and I was like, I'm on. Oh crap! God damn it! Why did I do that effort for? I could have just rolled up the hill.
Yeah, true. That's, hold on, 6.5 minutes, 407 watts. So that's pretty solid.
And that includes the descending bit out after the banner too. So.
Yeah, with the gap in the middle. Yeah, that was fairly solid. 4:30 up the last kicker. 4 minutes. Isn't bad.
And I think, was it you that? I think one of you had to wait a little bit as you got over the top of the radio tower climb to make sure there's 3 of you in the group.
Yeah, we're both just following FF. Harry was in front of me. I was kind of just sitting back a bit, and then I was thinking I'd kick over the top if I had to, and I did have to.
And then what's his name, Michi or whatever, is like, come on guys, let's push. The other guys are all dead. I am pushing.
Yeah, I had to do 600 over the very top, get on the wheel.
Yeah. It's always funny when the person in the second or third group tries to get the group to work. And it's like, you know why they're in the third group? It's because they got dropped. They're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those other guys with him would have been like on the limit, and he's there, come on.
Yeah.
So he only got dropped because he wasn't actually even trying.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he thought that it'd all come back together again.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, when they changed it, so what used to happen is if you had 4 guys chasing 2, or even 4 guys chasing 3, when you could all super tuck, you had the advantage. But now they're taking the super tuck away from the group. It's actually quite good. So you can have 3 guys get away from 10 riders because everyone in that 10 groups is sitting, not pushing through.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's realistic.
Yeah, it's made it much better. No one's really taken much notice, I don't think, because no one really talks about it. But I definitely notice it. You can, for descending now, there's not that. There's a little bit, obviously. People work out what they're doing and they push through. But if everyone doesn't want to work and they just want to just sit in the group, no one pushes through, then the group doesn't roll any faster than 2 or 3 riders.
Yeah, that was my big complaint a couple of months ago when I got into was getting into the racing again, and I saw that. I noticed that groups were just rolling when no one was actually pedaling, and that you couldn't even stay away from it.
Yeah, the descent was just ridiculous. Like the volcano, I was always just like, I don't care if people get 15 seconds up the road, as long as I'm in a big group, I'm just going to go up the volcano. And then what I'd do is I'd then work the downhill, so I'd start at the back and then just push through and just keep the rotations going. And as long as you've got 2 or 3 other riders doing it, you can bring back 15 seconds. But the thing is, most people don't do that. They just stay in the group, and they used to super tuck and they would just bring them to the front naturally, but you don't get that anymore.
That's good. So that's probably what set me off the back today. It's funny how FF hit it to try and help me off when I got that little gap on the other side. Oh, well, I'm going to hit the road.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's made a pancake for me.
I think my girlfriend's asleep still. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, you too, man. See you, mate.
get to this just bottom of the descent. Should change the view on. Apple TV's managing to keep a good view. Look at that. What happens if I do 7 and 7? Whee! It's a long way to go down the descent.
Echo.
Almost to the bottom. Learn to use a device. I've got this. Got that pretty cool. So that I can at least talk over the top of things. I have to check to see if I can change that setting. Maybe I could change the setting somewhere else, but it's as low as I can make it. Don't really need to make any lower though. Almost at the bottom. They've changed the rollout, not the rollout, but now when you stop pedaling, you roll a lot further. Well, that's a good view. I need to adjust that one, the camera. So let's see how far. We used to stop. Well, everyone knows where to stop on this descent. But I was testing it before on Innsbruck. Because I noticed that when you stop pedaling in a group now, you roll forever. Let's see if I can get to the green banner. Apple TV's getting a bit. So let's see, how far do we go? We used to stop just after this tee. Pretty certain we'll be next to that bush just here. Definitely rolling further. Yeah. It's kind of good because it means that if you get a dropout, you're not completely stuffed. Oh, almost getting to the green banner. Yeah, the auto brake's a lot better. Oh, close. Ha, beat ya. Because I haven't got like the aero bike. The Tron. Better save my ride. Alright people. See all my viewers later. Thanks for watching.